Alright, the 3 columns are done. Last thing, alright, 2 more things. I want to do the footer and then external CSS. This down here, the words are too big, and I want to put links down here that are usually the links on top, or these links over here are usually they're images. So sometimes you want to put the links down there in the navigation. So this is how you do it. We're going to do 2 divs down on the bottom down here. Let's bring this over here to the side. And let's highlight the text. Go to code mode. And then, you know, we can get rid of the p tag. Actually, instead of putting a p tag there, put in a div tag. And then close the div tag. And then we're going to put another one here. A div, and then oops, close the div. Oops, if I click on that, it should close. There we go. We're going to do a class equals, and we're going to put a new class in there. We're going to do footer underscore left. Actually, let's make that left and right. Let's make it the right side. And then we'll copy this, put it here, and we'll make this one left. And then I'll just switch their positions so we understand what's going on here. Select this, Command or Control X, Command or Control V, and press Enter to put that div underneath it. So now we have our own div. I could put my div like this so I know a little more room, so I can say, oh, there's the footer. Okay. Actually, if we bring this back up a little bit, delete, then bring this down a little bit. There we go. This is the div closing this div, and this div is closing the container. We actually don't even need this right here, but we'll leave it for now. And in this one, we can write home, about, contact us. We could also write the other ones that are in here, the home, news, events, travel, about, and contact. I'm going to leave it simple for now, okay? And then design, you'll see that they're right on top of each other. Highlight home, make sure you're in the files, and click on the target. Go to index.html, do about, and then do contact us. Okay, let's preview that in the browser, see what happens. Okay, home, about, and contact. They're taking on the link that's in the footer so far. This footer, this one. If we want the home, about, and contact us to be underlined first, and then when you hover over it, the underline goes away, we have to redo that one for that one instead of the whole entire footer. But we'll just leave it this way for now. I want to put the I want to leave the contact us on the left, and I want to put the reserved and web development to the right, and I want to make the font smaller. So let's click inside here, and you'll notice that it's footer right. If I go to code mode, I can copy that. Let's copy that. Copy, go to design, go to CSS designer. We're going to make a new selector again. We're going to paste. Actually, the dot footer __ is already there. Oops. I want to do that. I want to go backspace. Ah, man, this is just, sometimes it gets you. Footer right. Awesome. Let's click on footer right, and we want the footer right to be a width of, let me see, the website width is, let's go to container, let's see what that width is again for the container, 950. So half of 950 would be 475, so let's just write 450 pixels, 450. Alright, and we'll make the body, we need to make this one too, this class. This is a footer left Click on new selector, make it footer to left. And we'll get rid of the A. We don't need that right now. And we can put this one over top of the other one so it's in correlation alphabetically. And left is on the left and right is on the second one. So that's how I see things. It's up to you which way you guys want to do it. So width on this one, I'm going to put pixel 452, press enter. And then on the footer right one, I'm going to see if, well, footer about us, footer left is over top of footer right. But if I were to take footer right and do a float to the right, let's see what happens. Float right. There it goes. It went to the right, and then the green came up. So, not so good. Let me see what that looks like. Preview in Google Chrome. All right, it's down here. Okay, I want to bring it down. So I'm going to have to float both of them, I think. Footer left. Float that left. And there goes the footer. So let's go to the footer up here. And let's do height on the footer. Let's say pixel-wise, let's put 50 pixels in. Just see what happens. All right, 50 is not enough. Let's put 100. And let's preview that in Google Chrome. There we go. 100 is too much. But I want to put a padding to bring the home and this one down a little bit. So let's go to padding. And let's say 10 pixels padding. Pushed it down. That's good. And height, let's say 50. It'll be 60 because the 10 padding right here and the 50 equals 60. Let's see what that looks like. That looks better. I'd like to have a little more room on the bottom though. Just a little bit. I'll do 60. Preview. That's what I'm talking about. All right, let's make these, let's make the text a little bit smaller. Let's go to footer. All right, we're in footer. Type. Text, font families, font size, font style, font size right here. Click on that and see. Let's do a percentage. Let's do a 75% of what it is now. Say yes. 75%, about, that looks great. I want to align my text to the right, so it's like this one, over to the right. So footer right, go to text, text alignment to the right. And let's preview that. Now this one has more space on the left than this one does. Let's see. It's probably in the footer, right? The footer is telling it to be that size. Let me click on footer. You see that padding on the side. This one has padding too. But let's see. Footer. Padding is 20 and 10. Let's put 20 on this side too. Padding, 20 pixels on both sides. Preview. That looks a lot better. All right, awesome. All right, the last thing we need to do is make our CSS external. Okay, external CSS. This one's a tough one. I mean, it's not tough, it's easy, but we could do it one of two ways. We can go into our CSS. We can take the last style, drag from the last style sheet, go up to the style right here. We can cut it and then put it in its own document. Or we can do it the Dreamweaver way. All right, chapter 5 in our book. Let's go to our CSS designer over here. Page 130, chapter 5, moving rules to an external style sheet. Number 1, in the CSS styles panel, select the first defined style, body, and then hold the shift key and select all of them. So click body and then shift. Alright, here we go. This is CC. In CS6, you could right click right here and move it to a new CSS external style sheet. But in CC, it's a little different. I don't have the book for it, but I know of another way we could do this. Go to the Files panel, close this up. I'm going to make a new folder here. I'm going to name it CSS. Okay, it's for these pages right here. Then I'm going to go to code mode. I'm going to go, there's a style sheet starts here, and this is a comment tag. You want to start with the body here. Click and highlight down to the last style. The last style would be right here. You don't want to highlight this or this, the style. You just want to highlight the last parentheses. Right click on it and do CSS styles. Move the CSS rules. We're going to put this into a new .css file that's going to be in the CSS folder right here. Let's click that. And style sheet, we're going to call it style sheet. We're going to browse. We're going to go into our documents, websites, Dreamweaver, CSS, and I'm going to name it stylesheet.css. Click OK. That's right, the new style sheet. I'm sorry, not style sheet, because we don't have it written. We haven't done it yet. Click OK. And we're going to put it in the CSS folder. And we're going to name it, whoops, stylesheet.css. And click Save. And let's open up our style sheet now. Here's our here's all of our styles. And if I go to my DWT, you will see a link to our styles now. Let's get rid of this style tag and let's save it, update the other pages, and click Closed. So let's check this out. Here's the link, href equals ... / the ... means that it comes out of the templates here to go into the CSS folder, CSS stylesheet.css. Got our style sheet. It's all here. Great. Let's close that. Save. Yes. Go to design mode. Now when I go to code mode, it's very short code. I have a link to my CSS, and whenever I make a new CSS, it's going to go into that stylesheet.css. We've got our body, our divs, container, everything. It's really short now. Design mode. Okay, so let's close this. Open up our index page.html. And why isn't our index page or the about page look like this? Interesting. Well, let's open up our index page right now. Let's do something different. Let's delete or make a space somewhere and save it and update the other pages. Files which could not be updated, 0. What does that mean? Let's close it. Let's close this one. Let's open up our index page. It's not doing it. It's got the bottom, but it's not doing. Oh, I know why. You know why? This is an editable region. Dumb. So what that means is this. It updates everything except for what's in the editable region. Okay, so let's go to our index.dwt and let's highlight this right here, or just highlight that. Go to code mode. And what I want you to do is, this is the main content. This is our divs are in here, our body content left, body content right, close the div. Let's copy that information. Let's go to our index.html and let's highlight this. Go to code mode and paste. And then save it. And then let's preview in Chrome. There we go. There we go. That's better. Now, close the DWT. And we're going to put home here. And then the about page, we're going to do the same thing. Actually, you know what we could do is this. Make it even simpler. Instead of copying and pasting it into the about and the contact, we can save this page and then do File, Save As. We haven't put any impertinent information in the About page, except for the word About. Click Yes to overwrite it. And then for home, we're going to write About, save it, File, Save As, Contact, yes. Double click on the word contact, About, and then write Contact. Oops, not about Adopt, Contact. Command or Control S to save that too. And let's preview in browser. Click on About, click on Home. Great. Now we might not want these two on all pages, but we got it if we need it, right? I can close all these pages, and I want to upload this to the server, make sure it works, right? Okay. Actually, you know what? Contact. I'm going to undo this. Command Z, Control Z. I can't do it, can I? So, contact. We're going to have 2 columns on each page, whether we like it or not. We can always fix it. This is the editable region. We can always just put 1 div in here. Okay, let's close all these. Now let's go to the little flippy floppy up here, a little square. It's what a lot of my clients, when I work with them in Dreamweaver, they call it the flippy floppy because it flips back and forth, flip flop. Let's connect. Connecting. Now remember, I told you when you go to Dreamweaver, we can just take our 3 pages and drag and drop them over here and include dependent files. Yes, because I want the external style sheet. There we go. It's taking over lesson 5 because I have an image from lesson 5 in there too now, right? Let's go to my website, WebSkins. I want you to go to your website, /Dreamweaver, and see if you got the update working. Oh, there we go. Everything's working great. And just click on your About, your Contact, and your Home. Wonderful.